Hey everyone, I'm Karel, CEO of Union, developer at heart, but recently founder. We came out of stealth about a week ago. I guess most of you will have seen our initial announcement tweet where we actually showed the first in production IBC connection to Ethereum, a pretty big one for the Cosmos ecosystem. Today I'm going to give everyone a brief overview of the protocol, what we've been up to so far, and especially kind of elaborate on why we've done another infrastructure project and why we really believe that Cosmos is in dire need for a connection to Ethereum. So who are we? We're a team of builders, founded by 6 senior engineers already working in the interoperability space. We don't like bullshitting too much. We don't like doing announcements of announcements. What we believe in is pushing product and actually building cool stuff. Right now it's a bear market and probably the best time to be focused this way. We're horizontal scalability maxis. I've been always a believer in the fact that the internet of blockchains is the best way to scale. It's not just the easiest way to scale, as we see right now in the Cosmos being outcompeted by Ethereum, but I think we're at the cusp of actually seeing it become the standard for execution, operations, and the highest TVL. Not only that, we're lovers of self-custody and code is law. I'm a big believer in crypto. I'm a big believer in managing my own funds. I hate the fact that right now we've diverged into protocols managing my funds by multi-sigs, by keepers, custodians, and actually I've taken a step back from why I originally got into crypto, which was the original Bitcoin ethos of owning everything yourself. So what are we building? A trustless bridge between any Tendermint chain, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and after that rollups. All of our tech is based on zero-knowledge proofs, which is currently the gold standard for verification of bridges. We're seeing projects take different approaches here right now. Some use SGX and TEEs, which are ways to trust Intel to actually provide verification. We see projects use multi-sig, committees, councils, but zero-knowledge proofs are proving to be the actual most secure way and scalable way to do cross-chain bridging and provide a foundational layer for IBC. We're working on storage proofs, which basically allow you to do interchain queries without sending packets across different chains for operation. Right now, a big inhibitor for cross-chain DeFi is the fact that we see front-running. We see basically Oracle dependencies. We see packets needing to be sent to Ethereum to be handled, which fundamentally does not scale if we want to actually see billions of volumes transferred daily. And finally, state verification, which is the golden standard for our bridging. With state verification, we actually can open permissionless IBC channels. Right now, we see an ecosystem where we need to do governance proposals to open a connection. We see that it goes through a long period of time where perhaps even a DAO needs to be bribed to open an IBC channel. With state verification, we can enter the new era of true scalability for blockchain, where you might see thousands of blockchains spawned and open IBC channels without actually needing to communicate with the blockchain's community that they're connecting to. If Osmosis wants to scale to become the interchain router, we're going to need it. So far, we're completely IBC compatible with Tendermint v047. So for most chains, you should be able to connect to our testnet right now. For the ones that are still behind, shame on you, please upgrade. But I'm sure that's not going to be a problem. So, our initial product, Comet BLS. We worked on this for about 6 months, specifically to approach bridging to Ethereum. The biggest problem with bridging to Ethereum is the fact that verification is extremely costly. The obvious solution to that, of course, is generating a zero-knowledge proof. I think everyone has heard about this a couple of times already. The real problem is that Tendermint itself is not friendly to generating zero-knowledge proofs at all. So we set out to produce a consensus mechanism that is, which is Comet BLS, a modified fork of Comet BFT, with BLS signatures and an adjusted voting scheme. What we realized shortly after building Comet BLS is that it's actually very applicable to distributed validator tech as well. We partnered on research with Obel Labs and saw that what we could do is create a new system for mesh security, purchasing security from EigenLayer, and other shared sequencing networks. All that kind of comes together in removing the honest majority assumption from a bridge hub itself, which basically makes Union the ideal candidate for a consumer chain as a specific bridge hub for the Atom Hub. Next, we built Galwa, which is our specific prover. Galwa is built upon NARC, Very simple design. And the big iteration we made here is actually ensuring that we can run this on a single machine. So far, most zero-knowledge bridges require a very large architecture. Basically, 50 different nodes, each sharing computation to produce a single proof for a bridge transaction. This can work if you've got 100 million in VC funding and you're willing to burn that all on your cloud spend. But if you actually want a system where single validators can run a prover, or a system where regular people can run an IBC relayer, you cannot have this dependency. So instead, we set out to build a simple model that can actually run on a single server. Galba is the product. We've got a GPU backend, a CPU backend, and soon proving market integration. So far, what we're seeing is that with about 64 cores on a single server, we're producing proofs in about 12 seconds. A 64-core machine might be really big for someone at home, but for a regular developer, it's something you can quite easily acquire. This means that the entire system can be operated for approximately 3K a month and still handle billions in TVL securely. We built Voyager, our custom relayer. So far, relayer tech in Cosmos is very geared around relaying between tenements and tenements. That's quite obvious because that's the main use case right now. But to properly go truly interchain, we actually needed a system that could handle bridging to Ethereum, but also integrating with shared sequencing networks, proposer-builder separation to allow for obfuscated IBC, and really kind of benefit from the latest 2 years of iteration in other ecosystems. Voyager is an event-driven relayer integrated with Galba and can connect to any counterparty chain. So far, we've used it to relay between Tendermint chains, between Tendermint and Ethereum, and we're now experimenting with other ecosystems as well. It's obviously written in Rust, which I think Jack Zampolin will not take kindly for, but it's something that we really enjoy doing. It's proven to be quite stable. We actually had planned a demo for you guys today. We encountered the final bug with nonce management, so apologies for that, but you'll be soon seeing that. And finally, Hubble. So far, the indexing space itself is very focused on single ecosystems. We've got great indexers for the Cosmos ecosystem, great indexers for the Ethereum ecosystem, but if really we want to build cross-chain apps, which is what Union does, we need something that can index any ecosystem easily and efficiently. Hubble is our product for simple and reliable data. We index chains, store the data in Postgres DBs located globally on the edge. We communicate with gRPC-compatible blockchain nodes, and we provide all this data over a singular GraphQL API. So far, the system has proven to be highly effective and highly efficient from our internal benchmarking. So if there are any teams out there that like to communicate with us and have indexing needs for their cross-chain apps, please do so, because we truly believe that this is actually a great suit to add to your product. Now, I've been speaking a lot of technical talk and shilling my own product. But why would you want to use this? Teams that want to work with Union want to ship fast and reliable. They're not looking for a 6-month research partnership, not for someone to basically announce and announce and announce. They're looking to push products quickly and do it safely and well. They don't want to be vendor locked in. You don't want your liquidity stuck in wormhole USDC and then never be able to switch bridging provider. You want to be tied to IBC, and ideally you want the ability to later switch between different bridging providers, which we support. And finally, you want to build on top of the next narrative. You don't want to be stuck in an age where you're a single-threaded Cosmos chain integrated in your own small hub. You want to be able to communicate with new ecosystems launching, be that Starknet, be that new L2s, be that a better way to actually do cross-chain settlements. We are very focused on this, and so to stay competitive, which we must as a Cosmos, we must be on top of the next narrative. Case study, we've partnered with Quasar to build their first Ethereum products. We use storage proofs to make ICQ affordable. Quasar is very dependent on querying cross-chain states, and doing this on Ethereum for rebalancing would be prohibitively expensive and basically eat up on your entire API. So instead, we use a completely different mechanism to make this more efficient. Not only that, they can run much more complex logic on their Quasar chain, just like Sommelier does, and actually do highly efficient strategies on Ethereum. And so effectively what Union does to Quasar is turn it into a DeFi co-processor, a CPU that runs alongside other blockchains to do the computation that you don't want to execute on the chain itself. So now, why build all this? We're another infrastructure project. We've got Toki, we've got Polymer, we've got Electron Labs. For that, to understand why we need more infrastructure and why we still need to keep investing in it as an ecosystem, we must kind of understand what the current direction of crypto is and where it's going to be going ahead. So we've already seen horizontal scalability, loads of new L2s. We see decentralized sequencing networks, which is going to spawn even more L2s. We see more app chains launching, and we see applications on different ecosystems. This is leading to an incredible explosion in complexity. An explosion so complex that so far the ecosystem is in a lockdown. Most projects struggle to actually ship products on different chains, and so we see copy-paste protocols instead of true cross-chain DeFi protocols. Smart contract development on a single chain is very much like doing your own bare metal server. It's your own small corner of the space, which can be very productive. But if you want to be a cross-chain protocol and access massive liquidity, it's like developing a global Kubernetes cluster. At the moment, you're doing a massive lift yourself, highly ineffective, and there's just not the tools really available to do this properly. Layered sequencing, consensus, and execution does create technical efficiency. So as a developer, I love reading blogs on how much TPS we actually get, how much better this network is, how much more secure it is, but it creates market inefficiency. We see TVL fragmented, we see pools with 5K in them, which allows Levana to not build cool protocols on top. What's really necessary is a system that's both technically efficient, but also market efficient, where we can still have abundant TVL so that new protocols can build on top of these base protocols. Winners in this space will play in well with this new paradigm. They're going to see the market inefficiencies and that the true protocols that fix these market inefficiencies will benefit the most. Those are the protocols building on trustless technology, building on proven stacks, and that can ship fast now to basically be first to market in this fragmented space. What does this mean for Cosmos? Our objective is an influx of liquidity in users. Right now, if we want to attract all of this TVL from Ethereum, we need to be a unified front because they see Cosmos as a singular investment object. As a meme, Quasar to 100 million TVL, Sommelier to 1 billion, that's obviously the objective. I love Levana, but for it to become the home of the degenerates and really have millions of users, we need far more liquidity to be able to settle on. You can't have perps markets on low liquidity pools. That just doesn't work. Osmosis is the interchain router, basically the hub for all of these protocols to settle upon. Union has no intention of actually running a DEX or competing with other DEXs or doing any swaps and settlements. Instead, we want to collaborate with other chains and route liquidity there. And finally, my real objective here, I've lost a lot of money in many different exchanges. I want total subversion of centralized exchanges. I finally want to see app chains be as great as DEXs, as accessible as centralized exchanges, and really be able to get rid of all centralized finance. I think we're at the cusp actually achieving this. Right now we're seeing different banks issue decentralized currencies, stable coins. And so in the next 3 years, we're going to see the comeback of DeFi as a true UX counterpart to centralized finance. I said already, I don't like announcing too much. I don't talk too much. I'm going to keep it short. Come talk to us. We've got a booth, discuss our Ethereum implementation, our upcoming BTC implementation, and much more. If you're a developer in need for indexing infra, keepers, or of course our main product bridging, definitely talk to us. Anyone interested in kind of the cutting edge of ZKPs, consensus, and app chains, and a few other cool buzzwords, definitely talk with us. If you're a validator or a relayer or a prover, talk with us as well. We're probably launching testnet in the coming few weeks, and so we're in need for infrastructure providers to join our incentivized testnets. Of course, cherry on the pie, we've been running this for about 4 months now, produced over 1 million blocks, so we're quite certain that this system actually is the first one that can properly bridge to Ethereum. Thank you all very much.